Hello musicians, this is Cory Taylor from SkilledMusician.com. Thank y'all so much for checking out the video today. Now today's video is going to be on moves on the 5 chord. So quarter moves on the 5 chord. What do you play on the 5 chord? Do you just play 5? Or can you extend it? Can you move it around? How do you, all right, don't worry, I have you covered. I have 6 moves that you can do, ranging from easy to complex, even ranging in styles from classical to gospel to even jazz. I've also even created sheet music and MIDI files for you to download. So in the description box below, I have a link to that. So definitely check those out. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get started. All right, the first move. So this one I like to call the Bereal move. I first heard him do it on while he was playing behind Dorinda Clark Cole on the song "I'm Still Here," and I'll try to put a link in the description box for you so you can check it out. There's a ton of material in that video alone, so you should check it out. But let me just demonstrate the move. We're going to do it in the key of D. So, all right. So let me just demonstrate it for you, and then we'll explain it. So. I'll do it again. Let's try rootless voicing. So same thing, but just without the roots. All right. So let's break that down. What was going on there? So in the key of D, the 5th is A, right? So A7 would be the 5. And so what we did was we delayed resolving to this. We went, so, or, right, that's kind of what we did. So in just practicality, it looks like we're playing a B minor and drop 2, just invert it down, and then going to the 5 and drop 2. So let me explain what those terms mean. All right, so B minor, so we know B minor looks like this, right? And so when I say drop 2, it means take the second highest voice, take the second highest voice and put it in your left hand. So. And this actually came from big band arranging for saxophones and trumpets, and you want to have this harmony but make the melody stick out a little further. So you take the second voice and bring it down an octave so the melody sticks out instead of. All right, so we have B minor. Then we just invert B minor down. Take the second highest voice, put it. So we have, and then come back to a 5. And I add the 9 in occasionally, and sometimes I add the major 7 and the 9. So you have your choice there. But the whole idea is delaying resolutions. So delaying resolution to the 5, and then to 1. So I play it again. Try one more time. All right, and one thing you can do, so this B minor, you can invert it so you can play it, or just however your ear hears it. Right? Now, let me go a little further, because I generally kind of develop theories around these moves. And so I initially said, think of this as B minor to A. And you can definitely think of it like that. But another way to think of it, in which maybe might work more universally, is to think of this as like a A13 sus. So it's like you're suspending the 5, and then you're coming back to the 5. And you can, And that technique of suspending the 5 and then resolving to the 5 is a great technique to lengthen out if you have a situation where you have to play 5 for a long time. Instead of just holding 5, you can. So sus. So let's think of it as a sus. So 13 sus. So we have, imagine the basses on the bottom, and we have. All right. So that's kind of the theory, kind of hypothesis behind it. All right, here. So I'm gonna play it one more time for you. 2, 5. All right. Now I'll play it rootless. Right. I have a video coming out about the Rootless voicings and drop 2 stuff that I've been explaining, but let me just give you a quick primer on it. So Rootless voicings do what they say. They don't have the root. So our first chord is D. And on our left hand, a general rule of thumb is to put your guide tones. Your guide tones are your 3rd and 7th or your 3rd and 6th. So if I'm playing D major, I could put the 3rd, which is F sharp, in my left hand. I could even put the 6th, which is B. So, and I might add the 9 in my right hand. So, right. All right. Let me explain that. So we have our D major, and then we do this. Now, why did I do that? All right. So the chord I was going to is this one, which is just an E7, 13, right? And I'm not playing the 5, so you might see it say no 5, but E7 with the 13 added. And you see this upper structure, so this chord, I'm playing the E7 in my left hand. So my left hand by itself is E7, and my right hand is adding those flavor notes, that color. So I'm looking at my right hand. It looks like if I look solely at my right hand, it looks like a C sharp minor. Right? So I can do stuff like come up chromatically to that C sharp minor. So you see? That's all it was. Then I move or right? All right, cool. So that was number 1. All right, number 2. So this second move is a move that Alain Merville did on one of his videos. And it's a move I don't hear a lot of guys playing, but I think the move is phenomenal. And so I'll put a link to his video where you can get that video from, and some of the stuff he's done on YouTube. But he's a phenomenal musician. I actually referenced him in another video, with a gospel endings video, so you should watch that one as well, because there's an amazing clip from him as well. So I'm doing it in the key of C. All right, so let me show it to you. I'll demonstrate it for you, and then I'll explain it. All right, I'll do it again. One more time. So one more time. One more time. Okay. All right, so I'll explain what's happening there. It seems like a lot is going on in this move, but actually it's not as much as you think. All right, so in the key of C, we have our 5 is G. So our 5 is G. So on our 5, we would expect a G7 chord of some sort, right? Now remember, on the previous one, I said that one good way to extend or to lengthen the time you spend on a 5 is making it so 5 sus, maybe add the 13th So, right? And then resolve. So let's examine what this move does. It starts on the A and F. And in the key of C, that would be a 4. And then we go up. So, and I just did a little ornament to get to the F. So F and A, G and B, or B and G. Now, 3 notes, so like an F major chord, G major chord, then F major 7, and I did a, you see that? G7 flat 9, if I put the G in the bottom. And then G sus 13 sus. And still a G. I have F in the bass, but it's still a G. So the writing on the notes might call it something else, but this is still a G7 chord. I just have F in the bass. Can you see that? So it would be G. We have our flat 9 here, our sharp 11 here. So I would say it would be. So one way you can think of it is D flat over G, but another way you can think of it is so there we go. So is G7 flat 9 sharp 11. All right, so I'll play it for you. And so all this is really, you can think of this as F and G and F and G, but I'm thinking of this as I'm suspending my 5, resolving, suspending, resolving, suspending, resolving, suspending, resolving, and back to 1. All right, so I'll do it one more time for you. All right, cool. So that was number 2. So here's the third move. I like to call it the West Coast move. You hear a lot of your guys on the West Coast, and a lot of guys that come from that school in gospel music, they utilize some variant of this. So let me demonstrate it for you. We're going to be in the key of E flat, and I'll do it on the song, "Oh Come Let Us Adore Him." So. Did you hear it? I do the octave lower. All right, I'll do a different variation this time. All right, did you see it? All right, so let's break it down. What is actually happening here? All right, so in the key of E flat, our 5 is B flat, you see? And so we would expect B flat 7, this sound, all right? But again, according to my theory, we would sus it, so make it a 13 sus. So you got this 13 sus, then resolve, 13 sus. So on a way to lengthen the amount of time you spend on 5. All right, so let's see what they do. All right, so first off, you notice that I'm playing in this kind of drop 2 style voicing where I'm taking the middle note or the second highest voice, and putting it in my left hand. So this is really a G and then A flat, but I'm playing it like this. All right, so let's go through it. So we start with this G. Now, G is not even in the key of A flat. But in this case, it's like it's a half step preceding this A flat. So it's kind of like getting us jump started at Buddha, right? So we're going to A flat next, then B flat. So, and then A flat major 7, then B flat, then A flat major 7, and then B flat with some alterations. We have the 13 in there. We have the flat 5 and flat 9, or sharp 11 and flat 9. So I'll do it. You see? All right. And so when I initially did it, I did some variations. So you can vary it. Oh, sorry. So in that case, I did our 13 sus, A flat 13, and it stayed there, and then resolve. So you can kind of play around with this idea. All right, do you see? So let me play the song one more time so you can hear it in context again. Oh, come, let us adore. So let's try it again, and I'll do a different variation. You see? All right, maybe let's try another one. That's real. Sorry. That's beautiful. It's easy. The longer one is a little much, and so this one, depending on the song, might be the easier way to go, or the better way to go. All right. So that was number 3, the West Coast one. All right, number 4. So this move is one I heard John Paul McGee play. Now, John Paul McGee is one of the most phenomenal musicians around. He used to play here in Atlanta. I believe he's pastoring somewhere in Florida now. But I'll put some clips of him playing in the description box below so you can check him out. He is phenomenal. He's like a genius. It's just awe-inspiring watching him play and listening to him play. So this is one move he did. It's kind of a classically influenced move. He did on the song All Hail the Power. All right, so let's do it in the key of F. So it's 1 flat, B flat. So the song. Did you hear the move right there? I'll do it one more time. All right, that move was easy in concept, harder in application, actually doing it. So let's talk about what that was. So we're in the key of F, all right? And so our 5 is C, right? So C7. And in this case, when we do the move, so we would expect this sound, and actually, we actually get this sound with passing tones in between. So right, so C, neighbor tone, back to C, passing tone, right? To E, so we're outlining the notes of this C7. Now we're going to do it in harmony. And so we have back to F. So let me show you again. You see that? All right, so let's talk about what's this right hand deal. All right. First off, to execute moves like this, your fingering has to be dead on. Now, there are multiple ways to finger this. All right, so my fingering was kind of inspired by some of the hand drills, and you see some ascending third exercises. Matter of fact, I'll try to put a link to, so hand is like the book of technique for pianists. Most of y'all know the Hannon book, and it's a book of maybe I think 85 or don't hold me to that number, but a whole bunch of exercises. And I think number 80 deals with thirds and being able to execute thirds fluently. So in this case, there's this, I've been talking about this kind of theory of extending by going to the sus. In this case, it's just implicitly or explicitly stated. So in this case, the move is just really stated right in front, right in your face, kind of. Right? So let's play it one more time. Oh, so let me talk about one more thing that I'm doing. So we start with the C7, and then you see me go here, which is just a C7. So we have C major chord, so C, E, G, C major triad, to this C7 without the root here, but it's implied to 1. And you might see me play it like that, so like with the 9 added, or 2. So let me go back and talk a little bit more about the fingering. And so I'll start with my second finger. Why didn't I start with my first finger? Well, because I have this note over here that I need to grab. And so I can start here and then cross. Right? And now we start the chordal stuff, the 2 notes at a time. Now, at this point, I'm jumping up from here to 1 and 2. So I'll do it again. All right, so here's where it gets a little tricky. So I'm playing this with 1 and 2. And then I'm playing the next one with 1 and 3. Which generally, there are some schools that say you don't want to repeat notes. And generally, that's a good rule of thumb. But in some of this technique stuff, you have to repeat notes. So, and then 2 and 4, 3 and 5. And then I do this, just kind of place my hand on this F major chord. So again, sorry. And so the way I would teach my students to get these is actually kind of a raising. I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's kind of a, so be ba 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 be ba 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 be ba ba ba. So kind of just ba ba ba. So ba ba, just kind of picking up the hand. So just kind of picking up the hand. And to get that last one, it's just kind of getting a little bit of a quick pickup. Oh, sorry. Right? So that's John Paul McGee's classical move over 5, amazing move. So check that one out, learn that one definitely. So number 5, so this move is kind of a Cory special. This is one of my moves that you might hear me play on a Sunday. Key of D flat, and so let me play. Right. So there are 5 flats. Okay. And again, this move is where you need to extend the 5. And so let me just demonstrate it for you, and then we'll explain it. So let's say you're playing some passes, or you're playing behind a singer, and they're all right, did you hear it? So again, in context. Okay, one more time. All right, so let's explain what's going on there. What happened? What's going on? All right, so in the key of D flat, A flat is the 5, so we expect to find A flat 7 as our 5. But what actually happened was you got this. All right, so what is that? So we have this D diminished to E flat minor, and it's just the same thing twice, just inverted up. So it's still D diminished, but I've inverted it up. And still E flat minor, but I just inverted it up. So it might say G flat 6. And then this looks like a G flat major 7, but it's still in practicality E flat. And then now we have our A flat 7, a whole bunch of alterations. We have the 13 here, and we have the flat 5 and flat 9. Right? Or I might say sharp 11 and flat 9. You see? All right, so, and then I kind of resolve it to A flat 7, flat 9, right? All right, so let's explain what this is. Kind of the whole idea still, I'm extending. In this case, I took a different approach. I said, the sus, if we think of it as sus, a pass to get me back to the sus, so I stayed on this sus, and then I resolved it to the 5, and I had a change of the tensions on it, and then back to 1. So before I was talking about, sus, then resolve, sus, then resolve. In this case, we took a different approach. We sus, 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 and then resolved it to its 5. So I'm going to play it for you again. All right, cool. All right, so that was number 5. Number 6, so this is a bonus one for you. And this is from Cory Henry, who is considered one of the greatest keyboardists and organists, special organ, but one of the greats alive right now. He's just phenomenal. He's one of the best. And so this is something I've heard him play on a couple of occasions. It kind of just took me by surprise. So we're going to be in the key of G, and I'll just do the move. So here it is. And then, resolve to whatever you want is G major, G minor, or G major. So I'll do it again. Or right. All right. So let's look at that move. That move kind of messes with your ear a little bit. So let's talk about what's happening here. So we start with our 5. So in the key of G, D is our 5, and you expect to hear this kind of sound. So what does Cory do? He plays D, gives us a chromatic contra motion passing tone, and then leads us right to the sus. This sus sound, right? And then, so this, I'm seeing it as a D flat 7. That's going to lead us right to D7. So like a passing tone to lead us into D7. So I'll do it again. So a passing tone to get us, so a chromatic pass to get us to the sus. Then another chromatic pass to get us to R5. And then now we're going to utilize a diminished pass, Mi diminished, to D7 flat 9, which then we can go wherever we want to go. Right. So that move works when you have a lot of time to kind of play with it. Say we're holding, and then so yes, that was number 6, Cory Henry's move. Wow, you made it through all 6 of the moves. Congratulations. Now let me give you a tip before we end this video. I make these videos with these different moves on them, not so that you can get all of them. Well, let me take that back. It would be cool if you could get all the moves down. But my real goal is that you get at least one down and master it. And because here's the truth about these moves. In these moves, there are endless possibilities. You can alter and change, and there's a world of possibilities packed into each one of these. And so don't feel overwhelmed thinking you got to get all of these down. Just get one down and master it and make it part of your playing, and your playing will improve dramatically. All right, so don't forget, I have sheet music and MIDI files, the links in the description box below. So definitely go check those out. They're a great resource in case you want to see the music and see what it looks like, you can. Or if you want to check out the MIDI files and put them into your DAW of choice and transpose them and see what it looks like in different keys, you can do that as well. Also, thumbs up, like, share this video, and in the comment section below, tell me your ideas. What do you want to see me make? What videos? I'm making videos every day, working on content every day for you guys, and I want to make the stuff that you want to see. So let me know in the comment section below. All right, so my name is Cory Taylor again from SkilledMusician.com, where we're helping musicians improve. So hopefully this video has helped you improve as well. So until the next one, happy practicing.